Hey all, Bill Greenberg with PhoneScholar.com. Today is Friday, September 10th, and yes, we made it to another Friday on a short week. I'm sure most of you only work 4 days today, so congratulations to that. And here's a brief summary of what's on the website today. And of course, if you want to see the entire stories, please go to www.PhoneScholar.com, or you can send me any questions at blogquestions@PhoneScholar.com. And here we go. T-Mobile unveils its G2, the successor to the first Android, the G1. And the G1 was a very successful phone and was an excellent phone. I remember when it first came out, one of my best friends had one and I played with it quite a bit, and I thought it was a tremendous phone. They have not released a price yet or the actual release date, but there is in the article a link to the site that you can register to pre-order the phone. So basically it's just a site that says when we are ready to do pre-orders, which is supposed to be sometime this month or next month to do the pre-orders, and then they're guessing sometime towards the end of the year for this to come out. Now the advantages are it's going to come with the Google Voice built in. It is going to be an HSPA Plus phone. And just a real brief explanation, that's basically T-Mobile's type of 4G. Basically it's just a faster network, it does more. They've rolled out in 55 major cities so far, and so it's not obviously everywhere, and of course it is backwards compatible to use with their regular system, but as soon as they roll that out you'll see much faster speeds with it. It has a 3.7-inch touchscreen with a hard QWERTY. It's a slider, and it kind of slides up, and it can actually also prop up to be like a little cradle, so it looks really cool. It has an 800 megahertz processor as opposed to the 1 gig processor that most of the other, like the Galaxy S and stuff, have, but T-Mobile swears this is going to be just fine, and the advantage of that, it does save battery life. So that's the cool thing about it. It will come with the 2.2 Froyo Android built in, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about updates. 7 home screens, one-click access to Google Apps, which is going to be really cool. It has the smart button on it, like a lot of the T-Mobile One Android phones now, and one click, so that's going to be really cool. High definition video camera with a 5 megapixel camera with flash and autofocus, which is really cool. Now the pre-installed card is only an 8 gig, where a lot of the other ones are coming with 16 gig, but it is upgradable to 32. But the internal memory is 4 gigs. And the Galaxy S's are only 2 gigs. So again, a lot more internal memory. What that does is gives you, if the more applications you actually have loaded into the phone as opposed to the card, it has enough memory to still run pretty quickly. So it looks like a great phone. Probably going to be in the $200 to $250 range as everything else. Can't wait to see that and play with it. Next, the Samsung Galaxy Tab, better than the iPod. And yesterday I put videos for the Galaxy Tab, they're commercial, and going to the website so you can literally kind of play with the Tab, and it looks like it's going to be a really tremendous unit. Now there's going to be 1,000 competitors to the iPad coming out in the next, I'm going to say 6 months to a year, and in fact there's a link to the phonedog.com comparison chart for ones that are out and ones that are speculated to be coming out, so check that out because that's a really great stop. So the reasons why they're saying the Galaxy Tab might be better than the iPad is the Android OS, more open source, more availabilities for apps and download. The developer's problem, again, not having to have the restrictions of the Apple guidelines, although Apple just announced they are loosening up their app guidelines, so that could change pretty quick. The size and weight, it's a 7-inch screen as opposed to a 9-inch screen, a little bit smaller. You can actually fix it into a coat pocket, so it looks like that's going to be an advantage. The peripherals, it's going to come with 2 cameras, one rear and one front for video chat, which the iPod only has the rear. It will have the Adobe Flash, so again, certain programs you can run a lot faster. And the price range looks like it's going to be $200 to $300 as opposed to $500 to $800 of the iPad. So we'll see when it comes out. Again, no US release date yet, but they are having an event on the 16th of September announcing their newest Android product, so hopefully they'll give us a little more insight then. And I'm talking about Samsung is doing that. Next, Samsung Fascinate. Why, Verizon? Why? And this is a wonderfully written article. It's written like a story, and it's just hilarious. And basically it talks about how Verizon has tweaked the Android operating system, why they're doing it, what they need to do. Something like they put Bing in there, excuse me, as their search engine, as opposed to Google, who Google makes the phone, and Bing is the only search engine you can use, and that's it. For the navigation system, they have VZ Navigator automatically download. Now you can get to the Google navigation if you want, but excuse me, you have to play around with the application a little bit, and of course the Google navigation is free. The VZ Navigator is $10 a month. So again, a great article. Please read it. I think you'll really enjoy it. Under categories, under Apple and iPad, To iPad or not to iPad? That is the question. And basically, it is, should you get an iPad now or wait to see what's coming out? And basically talks about getting it now and what the pros and cons are getting it now, or is it worth waiting for all these competitive tablets to come out and see what they have. So check out the article if you're interested in getting an iPad. I'd say it's a must read if you're interested in something like that. And then under new technology, there's an article, 40% of Americans would pay for, mobile health care if available. And basically there's a device that's being tested that would literally send your vitals to your doctor on a regular basis. And that way the doctor gets the information right away. You don't have to go into an office visit. And Kaiser Permanente actually have a beta test out there now, and they're claiming that they're saving $150 per visit and $275,000 per clinic. So it looks like something that could be coming along. And 40% of the 2,000 people and the 1,000 physicians that were surveyed said they would love to have that. That's all I got. Now listen, I'm going to be gone. After I'm done here, I'm going away. I'm going away for the weekend, so I won't be doing anything on Monday, but I'll be back on Tuesday. So you all have a great weekend. I'll be thinking about every single one of you while I'm away. Not really, sorry. But maybe you could be thinking about me, and when I get back on Tuesday, I'll have some more interesting stuff for you. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you Tuesday.